This is going to be a very short video. I think everybody should start to watch an All-American Cartel. Julio is coming up with some great stuff. Serious researcher. I know a lot of people had deleterious things to say about him, but he's been straight up with me 100%. And he also he asks the right questions. That's what a good investigator does. They don't find the good answers. They ask the right questions, which lead to the good answers. And so I've been doing a deep dive on Corey Daniel, Phoenix Enigma, and what I'm finding is pretty disturbing, including at one point him pleading guilty to 3 counts of criminal misconduct. And we'll get into whether they're felonious or not. But there's a lot of other stuff going on. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share that with Julio because I think he needs to know. And he's been very stalwart and very focused on getting to the bottom of this whole matter. I think it's a really good idea. As far as Corey, well, you know, there are certain people that call them shrine killers. Mark David Chapman, for instance, was a Beatle fan until John Lennon said, "Hey, we're bigger than Jesus," and that offended Mark David Chapman's Christian sensibilities, and ended up in an explosion of sorts. John Lennon being gunned down in 1980. You see people who have killed who were obsessed with Jodie Foster. And here we've got Corey Daniel, who happens to be in very close proximity to Isaac Cappy when Isaac dies. And Corey is the self-fashioned lead investigator into Isaac Cappy's death. Very odd. Along with the troubadours that are around him, Brett Trimble and Shark Billy Kelly, a.k.a. Kelly Giannini, who made the claim that her and Isaac were just best friends, even though they met twice. I think we've been over a lot of this. So I'm going to share some information with Julio. I think a lot of people are. I think they trust him. I know I do. And, it's a good thing. At one point, there was a woman who worked for the government who hated Julio, who wanted to stop Julio in his tracks, and who basically doxed Julio and gave me the information. I never used it. I had this inner sense about Julio that this is a good guy. This is a decent guy. And as far as Corey, well, he confessed to a lady named Reagan Early, who he knew very well. He confessed that he killed a man. He made the same confession to me. Corey did. And so you've got a guy who is a self-confessed murderer, and he's very, very close physically to Isaac Cappy when Isaac dies, and he claims not to have known Isaac before he died, but suddenly he's devoted his whole life to him, and he's grifted a lot of money, made a lot of money, a lot of donations, and there's more too. I'm just going to tell you guys right now, after he was busted, and I'll get into dates and show you proof later on today. I want to get the stuff to Julio first. Maybe he'll do it for me. It was scrubbed, which to me indicates that he was under investigation by a federal authority. Now I understand both FBI and ATF, and that after they busted him, he snitched. So they scrubbed certain details, and he probably was being paid paltry amounts of money to give info, and that adds a whole new dynamic to the Isaac Cappy murder. So I'm looking very closely at Corey Michael Daniel, born December 9th, 1975. That's who I'm looking at very closely. I'm also looking at Shark Billy Kelly and Brett Trimble, as part of the trio. As far as what happened in Florida, the case has been dismissed, and I've given my word to my attorney that I'm not going to mention that person. So I'm going to live up to my word with that one. The person there does not need to worry about me mentioning him ever again. So that's that. You know, they say that reputation is what other people say about you, and character is what you say about yourself. Thanks so much for listening.